Alright guys, so today I'm going to be working on the top end of this 350X. I found a place this morning, ran down there, had this cylinder honed. Got a couple of water spots or whatever, but it's well within service limits. I mean, I know it doesn't look smooth, but it's real smooth. Just waiting on the rings to get here so I can file fit those. I'm going to be doing a valve job and resurfacing the head. Just basic valve lap, some grinding compound, and a small lapping tool. Of course, you need your valve spring compressor. What else do I got? Oh, also these came in the mail today. I like the all balls kits. I've always had real good luck with them fitting. This is the swing arm bushing kit, or bearing kit, I should say. Came on eBay. It's like 35, 32 bucks, something like that. Came real quick. And also the all balls steering stem should be the, I think it's the tapered kit. I got those other ones in this other 350X, and they were real good and they fit real well. So maybe if I get the top end ready to go today, maybe I'll get around to bringing that frame out here and just gonna touch it up with some paint here and there and start throwing the bearings back in. But I'm gonna start cleaning up the mess over here so I can get a spot cleared out to start doing that head work. And I'll show you guys some of my tricks. Alright, so I got my area cleaned up. Get rid of all the sawdust, put my parts down there and covered them all up so I don't get shit on them. Step one, just gonna clean up the this part of the head, get all this stuff off before I take the valves out. I find it a little bit easier. And then after that, I'll probably pull the valves and start hand lapping those. And I got a new set of valve seals right here somewhere. Throw those in and we'll get this head done real quick. But for this, I'm just gonna wire brush. I'll go nice and easy all around here. Careful not to hit the head surface. Just get all this crap out of here. Clean it all out, wipe it all off, get it good to go. Then I'll pull the valves, probably do it again. Clean everything out. And then I'll show you guys how I lap my valves. Alright, so as you can see, I got all my valves, valve springs, all that kind of stuff out. It's not a good thorough job unless you drop at least half of the keepers in the floor. Then you gotta dig them out of a sawdust pile. That's just how you definitely want to start your day. No, they actually came out pretty easy. Not really a big fan of this tool, but I broke my other one trying to use it as not a valve puller. But anyway, what you don't want to forget is these blue thrust washers. See how this one's still on, this one's off. I take them and set them with the actual washer, or with the actual valve and stuff. Trying to think. Oh, and then the next step is going to be take the valve seals off. They just pop off. They got like a little spring around them, or whatever. I got new ones. And then I'm going to clean everything out real good, and I'm going to start my valve lap. Alright, so just put a little bit of oil on the stem, that way it's not running dry in there. I cleaned them all up. The quick little wire wheel, not really the surface itself. This is all cleaned up, nice and polished, ready to go. I'm going to clean these out when I'm done. That way I'm sure to get all the valve grinding compound out. What you do is you take it up, push the valve up, and you'll just stick a little bit of valve grinding compound all the way around. Take your suction cup, slap it on there, do a couple turns, pick it up, let more valve compound drop onto the surface, push it back down, back and forth, up and down, repeat. You can do that on all of them. The only thing I can stress is that you clean everything very, very, very well when you're done, especially on the intake side, because you don't want dried up valve grinding compound running into your cylinder. I don't really have the assets to be able to video myself doing this, but I think that was pretty descriptive, so just let me know if you have any questions. Alright, so here's how I flatten or plane or whatever you want to resurface my head. Got a good piece of true, nice flat glass. That's all it is. Some 220 grit sandpaper. I would like to use 400, but that's all I got. So tape it all down just as flat as you can get it. Find the just best flat piece of glass, or probably the best thing to do would be like an old mill table or a piece of true steel or precision steel, something like that. But this is what I've got, and I think it'll be good enough for what I'm using. I got the 3-pane steel head gaskets, but I'm just double checking to make sure that it's perfectly flat. And then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do the bottom side of the jug. And should have a pretty good mating surface. Then I'll clean everything up, clean my valves and all my springs and keepers and all that stuff up, and put it back together, and we'll be ready to pull out the other bottom end and swap pistons, and then I'll be just waiting on rings, and we'll be good to go. So I'll show you guys. Once you start going, you'll find your high spots and your low spots. You'll see like, oh, it'll be shiny all across here, but dull here. It means it's a low spot. or if it's all shiny across here, it's a high spot. So it gives you a pretty good idea. The valves were actually in pretty good shape. I just did a real quick lap on them, and I just did it just because I was already in here. Like valve seals, I would suggest doing them if you're already in here. But anyway, I'll get started and I'll show you guys some progress. One thing I suggest is making sure that you keep your sandpaper nice and clean. Like if you got a bunch of grease, like you see I got a pretty good little grease spot over here, so I'm avoiding that area. Just did a few quick swipes back and forth like this, not putting any down pressure really, just using the weight of the head itself. And you can already see it's already pretty good. Got a little ring right here. I'm gonna hit it one more time. And this also makes sure that you get all your old gasket material and all that kind of stuff off of there too. But when you get done, you just gotta clean it real good. So I'm gonna swap out my piece of sandpaper, do this, and then I'm gonna do the top part of the jug or the cylinder, whatever you wanna call it, and we'll be good to go. All right, so blew everything out with the air hose, cleaned everything with carb cleaner, cleaned everything out real good, cleaned out the intake and exhaust ports. I didn't port or polish or anything like that, just cleaned them out real good. Just threw these new valve seals on. Here's my top end gasket kit. All these O-rings and all that kind of stuff. The rest of it's over here. Pretty good. I think it's a Weisigo set, so it's pretty good stuff. Just take your, after you pulled these off, I put a little oil in here. Just kind of work them back and forth, push them down, work them back and forth this way, spin them, and you hear them, they'll kind of pop right on. You can hear the little, looks like a little keychain type deal. It's like a little focus or not. Little metal piece on the bottom. Like a little spring, holds it tight. But the other ones popped your off nice and easy, and they're all dry rotted. So happy to put new ones on. Next will be inner and outer valve springs, valve tops, and keepers, and we'll be good to go. All right, so after wrestling with the little valve lock deals, little valve keepers, not too bad. I like to put the compressor like this. I slide the front one in. Use a little curl tip, kind of drag it around until it's on the back side, then slide the front one in. Release nice and easy. Spin it a few times, make sure they're seated on the little groove. And other than that, pretty well good to go. Probably clean this out one more time and cover it up and get ready for when the rings come in. From the beginning of the video, you can see the valves are a whole lot more clean. I'm gonna take a quick tap and dive through here and over the exhaust studs. Exhaust studs are real weak. I was going to try to pull these out and put some stainless steel ones in, but I don't feel like messing with them. They're in there and they're in good shape, so just going to clean up the threads and that stuff. Got to clean up the top of this. Get all this old, I got to order some Honda Bond. I've been told not to use RTV because it's too thick. It'll throw off your cam clearances on where the cam rides, so I don't want to do that. But other than that, that's probably about it. I'm going to pull that frame in here, just do a little bit of touch-up paint. I'm going to pull this gasket off the bottom here, and this O-ring, don't forget this O-ring. Pull all that stuff off, clean it up, and get it ready for the next motor. I can put the piston on the rod, but I can't put the jug on it like that because I'm still waiting on my rings. But there's the other motor. I think I'm going to swap top ends today. Just take the other jug and have that and throw it on this one, leave this one for parts. That way I can stash it in the back room and we'll be good to go. I don't know, maybe I'll do another quick video later on of messing around with the frame and doing these bearings here. The steering stem and what was the other one? That would be swing arm bushings or bearings. But other than that, hope you guys learned something. Hopefully it helps somebody. Just to show you a quick valve job. Not really a true valve job, but a hand lap and change your valve seals. I suggest every time you take your head off, if you've had any runtime on it much at all, you can buy these top end Weisigo gasket kits for like 30 bucks. I suggest doing everything that I did, just double checking the surface of your head, cleaning up everything, and new valve seals, of course. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thanks.